Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament of the Hebrew Bible. I use the King James Version of the Christian Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered testimony of the various Old Testament prophets. It became the Book of Zion. I found what contained within it a set of instructions that I was uniquely qualified to undertake. So I did. And as a result, I am the prophet from Isaiah 54 because I've already done everything I'm supposed to. The last thing I was meant to do in order to become the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, the prophet of the Old Testament, is to publish peace, which is exactly what I'm doing on YouTube and social media by reading to you from the unpublished manuscripts that I've written, the Potsmoker's Bible and Book of Zion. The Book of Zion is written entirely in Bible verse, and therefore I could not publish it by itself. That is why I wrote the Potsmoker's Bible. And once I finished both books on 4/20 of last year, of 2020, I began publishing Peace by reading to you from the manuscripts. And today I'm reading it to you for the second and final time. And I'm reading to you from the 28th chapter today. It's called the Temple of Zion. It doesn't have a corresponding chapter from the Book of Zion because that book we've finished the readings on that. So I'm going to take up where I left off, talking about the Temple of Zion, where I established myself as the Zion of the Most High God of Israel. And it goes like this. The idea of all of this came from the conversations that we had at the temple. Our think tank opened up the preset thought form of the priesthood, which was the key to Earth's quantum barrier. When the Gray left, they sealed the matrix into a preset form. The key to this matrix was bound into the prophecy, and only the Zion would be able to find that key. The key was the ideas formed at the temple. The temple door became a psychic door for the members. Once we created the temple, we opened that preset door, which led me to my vortex door in prison. I had taken a 40-year journey on a quest for salvation, which led me to many such doors. Each time I found and walked through these preset doors, I opened up more paths leading to more options, each having its own door. All doors lead to the vortex door. Some doors are disastrous, others are shortcuts. The temple door was the door that opened my path to others. So, expect your quest for enlightenment or magic to be a long journey down many paths through many lesser doors of knowledge that will lead you to your personal goal. This quest is not easy. When you decide to take the path of enlightenment or magic, you will begin a cyclic journey of moral and intellectual learning. Each cycle will end in a testing, where you will actively decide the issues of each cycle. Fail the test, and your life will repeat the same pattern with alterations designed to correct wrong answers. Then you're tested again. If you fail, repeat. Test, repeat, until you either learn and correct the answers, or you give up and return to normal life, or you die. Failure is not an option if you seek to ascend. So learn to recognize your cycle and figure out the right answers to life's questions so that your next test will be a pass. When you pass, you will find your door and advance. When you have graduated to your final test, your trial will make you face and overcome not only your fears, but all the obstacles in your path. The obstacles are your ultimate test. to overcome every odd against you, and to prevail is to open that final doorway and to walk into a vortex of energy that is your empowerment. I opened my door, walked into my vortex, and was given a jolt of energy that was amazing. It changed me forever. I am now able to use my electromagnetic energy to affect my world and to open up other females to this powerful form of energy. They too are now able to activate their bones, and they are now on their own quest for the knowledge of how to use the gift that I have been given by completing my quest for enlightenment. Just because I opened up a woman's palms doesn't mean she's a powerful grey. It only means that she can now take her own quest to learn how to use the powers she now has access to. She can use the power to heal others, to bless or curse. But you have to know how to use a tool in order to be effective at it. I can open the way for women and some men, but it's up to them to learn how to use it. As for you men, sorry, my energy is feminine unless you have your feminine side opened up, so only women can use it. You will have to wait and hope that Kenny finds his way to his final test, and that he passes it. Then he will be led to his true door, and he too will be empowered. Only then will you, men, have access to the quantum field. Perhaps if you guys start to seek him out physically, i.e. by thought or prayer, you can help him overcome his obstacles and be empowered. Don't force him. It will not help, and it can do great harm. So I advise you to wish him good fortune to overcome his trial and to win through to his door. Your goodwill will go a long way to help your male cause. Or perhaps Kenny isn't the man meant to find his true door? Just because I'm the first female doesn't necessarily mean that Kenny has to be the first man to find his. But if it's not Kenny, then my bet is on a native son of Israel, who will lead men to their empowerment, and Israel will have its true leader. So, in case Kenny is your man, wish him well. But just in case he's not, you might try to become that first man to open the quantum door and find his vortex of power. Each subject that we covered at the temple is a template for a future society of the Society of Zion. Now, the 50 members of the temple all took part in the creation of this book. Their knowledge and questions have led to the actualization of the prophecy of Zion. To walk into the conversations and inventions of the temple have laid the foundations for the creation of a new social form based on the ideas of the 50 members. Now, these ideas include Council of Elders, the guild setup and political format, organizational formats, ideas for individual guilds, the Intermountain Shelter, and the new social institutions like sports and the police force. We created inventions like the perpetual water generator. All of these ideas flew around the temple, creating the Zion that we will soon build. The temple setup itself came from the group. Our temple was never a place to get a sermon or to outwardly show your faith. The temple we envisioned was more of a community hall. It provided real-life services for the people. Yes, we did talk a lot about aliens and ancient lore, but it's more about community than about religion. We envisioned a place where people would come to seek advice or petition the aliens or priests for aid in life. telepathy, and magic are real tools to be used to help people with real world problems. The future, in the future, it would be a place of learning and a place of honor, to honor the higher powers. But here and now, the temple is something more. It is the place where basic needs are met. It is a place to gather and organize goods and services. It will be a guild hall and a community center, a school, a daycare, a food pantry, a laundromat, a healer's, doctor's clinic, a homeless shelter, and a place to seek and honor the higher powers. The temple is so much more than a church. This Temple of Zion is for everyone. The original temple was closed down, but I seek priests around the world to create temples in every place for every Zionite. You don't have to call it a temple. It's the services the temple provides that is the point. These temples are our means to legally provide for our people in this social environment. I hope that every Zionite, the world over, will get together locally and create a temple for themselves. The temple is a place to gather at least once a week for religious reasons. That is Friday night at sundown, the local sundown. We gather together to celebrate who we are and the aliens who gifted us with drugs. This is a legally observed religious service. We who use drugs have just as much right to do drugs given to us by God as any other religious faith has the right to observe religious rituals of their choosing. Our religious rituals just happen to be centered around drug use. We, who are Zionite, practice a religion that requires the use of drugs, making that Friday Sabbath observance a legal party. It is also legal, therefore, for us to gather together at the temple during the week in order to operate the temple and to provide goods and services to both the members and the local community at large. The daily operations of the temple will be to organize local resources and to use them to help the community, to create a self-sufficient Zionite community within the larger population. The temple will first establish its elders, the council that will be the governing body of the local group. This council is elected by vote. The leader will become the high priest. That person then contacts the web page that I will eventually have set up for this to apply for a temple writ. To get that, they must study and pass a test, a Zionite testing. Now, the high priest passes. When he passes his test and is ordained, then they will be linked to the Temple Complex webpage. Now, the Temple Complex will be the framework for the Temple Zionite religion, policies, and infrastructure. The complex will eventually oversee all religious aspects of Zion in the society. What it is to become on the other side of the mountain remains to be seen. But until then, the temple complex will be the organization of the religion of Zion. The local temples are designed to help poor people become independent of money. Each temple organizes itself using local resources. Each member uses their own talents and skills to provide for their temple. The temple becomes a part-time job that pays in goods, not money. It starts by using what you already have. Consider this. One of you is a gardener who always has extra seeds. Another has a big yard that can become a huge garden. In one season, your temple can have a local food source. And there I'm going to end for the day. So may the Great watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you all from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursuit, and make that your guild choice when we get to Camp Zion. If you use drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. The Bible told me so. My name is Zion. I am the Zion of the Most High God of Israel. the prophet foretold in the 54th chapter of the book of Isaiah, and I have come to set us free and to create the foretold nation of Zion. So won't you join me, please? Because I never say goodbye, I'm going to say later now.